Let's get it. The TikTok Crypto Cabin community has spoken, and we are going to be doing a 1K to 10K staking challenge. If you've watched a few of my recent YouTube videos, you will know that I have been staking with Life DAO, Wonderland, Jade Protocol, and Hector DAO. At this current point in time, I have approximately $1,000 invested across these 4 platforms. So I will consider the challenge as starting today, and I will give you an update on where we are at with these 4 different staking protocols. So let's go. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Cabin. My name is Tom, and in today's video we're going to be doing an update on my staking, as well as calling it the first day of our 1K to 10K staking challenge. So if you've watched a few of my most recent videos, you'll know I've talked about these 4 different platforms. I've also made sure to mention that do not invest more than you are willing to lose. Not financial advice, of course, but a lot of these projects are very, very risky, and as you will see in 2 of these protocols, they have tanked drastically over the last couple days, 2 of which are still doing quite well. So let's take a look. First one, I'll start with Wonderland. So Time Wonderland has been one of the more well-known ones out there. It's been doing very, very well for me personally. The price obviously fluctuates up and down a little bit. The APYs have stayed fairly consistent between 70 and 80,000, sometimes going up to 90,000. Right now we're sitting at about 67,000 for percentage-wise. I initially started out with about 0.15 memo tokens or time tokens. Memo is the time token, what it turns into when it's staked. So I do have about 0.19 there, up from my 0.15. The total dollar amount in Canadian dollars has gone from, I think, roughly 800 to roughly 1,000, just over 1,000 with Time Wonderland. So I'm going to continue staking this one. In US dollars, I have about 1,000 between Time Wonderland and Hector DAO. So those are the 2 that I'm going to be running with for the majority of the rest of this challenge, because they have been definitely the 2 that are the most solid. When you come over and take a look at their 2 APYs, they've been very similar. This one's dropped down quite a bit. It was at about 200,000 when I made my first video on it. It's now sitting at 84,000% APY, but Time Wonderland has been up in that percentage range as well. So they're very similar in that regard. The Hector DAO Discord is also pretty chill. It's really good. We've got a bunch of community interaction. They post announcements all the time. They want your opinion on what we should be doing with the Hector DAO ecosystem in 2022. They're going to be giving away some prizes for the most creative ideas. So they're going to be giving away 10 HEC tokens to 3 people, whoever have the most creative ideas. They are constantly launching different contests, very active in their announcements. They just posted this, that they are the leading Phantom project of the last week in regards to Twitter trends. So they are definitely picking up some steam. And between Time Wonderland and Hector DAO, I have been very impressed with those 2 results and the communities so far. Even when the price started crashing down for all of these different DAOs and staking protocols, the communities were quite chill. On the contrary, Jade Protocol's community and Life DAO's community were super toxic. It still is just bad stuff everywhere in their Discord and everything like that. If I had not been already invested into these 2 protocols, I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot, 20-foot, 30-foot pole right now. The price for Life DAO went from about $150. It is now $2.68. Market cap went from close to 30 million at one point and is all the way down at 888,000. People are really upset in this chat right now with how they are handling it. It says they've got about 5 million in treasury balance, but at this point we're not sure if it is a rug pull or not really. It's looking pretty ruggish. When you go to their announcements, you'll see that, I don't know if this guy is an admin or exactly what he is, but we have not heard from this guy who is the main management man, Maravicio. We haven't heard from him for a while. But here is their latest announcement, or one of their latest announcements yesterday. Basically, they're saying that they are stopping their marketing, or their campaign cost us a lot, and they are not going to be marketing as much anymore. They're basically hoping for the hype to come back. They can't guarantee the dates of the roadmap. Many of their team has gone on to other projects. And so this is not looking good for LifeDAO specifically. It says you're going to be rewarded with staking. The APY will be reduced to an acceptable level, to a 200-day runway. The buyback will not be announced in advance. No date, no info, no amount. The treasury will be invested in yield farming as planned. We'll see what they do. We'll see if they deliver on what they say there, but it does not look super good. If there's no developers helping this out, then it does not look great, in my opinion, for the future. But once again, very similar to Jade Protocol. If I didn't have some staked in here already, I wouldn't touch it. But since I do, and I didn't invest more than I was willing to lose, if it goes to zero, it goes to zero. I'm fine with losing the remaining like $30 that I have in here. It's whatever. I didn't put a ton in there to begin with, and I hope to make the rest up in what I did lose in Wonderland and Hector DAO, as those seem to be very legitimate communities so far. So the APY, this used to be a ridiculous APY. Right now it is 2,000%. I mean, in general terms, 2,000% APY is still pretty ridiculous. But it used to be in like the septillions or quintillions or whatever. It was crazy. So some people, I'm sure, did make it out with a lot of cash. For now, I am still just going to be chilling and seeing what happens. If it does bounce back, then we can take some off the table. But if not, I am okay with it. Not financial advice. You do what you want to do. But even with this APY percentage right now, it's not super attractive, because obviously you could go over to Hector DAO or Time Wonderland and get way more. Then they're much better projects at this point in time. So I personally would not be touching this one anymore. And Jade Protocol is very similar. If we take a look at Jade's numbers for today, we have a 681,000% APY. The price has dropped down 80 to 90% over the last little while since I started with this one. Market cap obviously way down as well. They used to do airdrops, and now I don't see that function anywhere. They used to do snapshots every few hours. I got one snapshot or one airdrop story of about 3 Binance USD. It does not look like they are doing that or even have that on here anymore, from what I can tell. So that's another thing that maybe is a little bit of a red flag for this one right now. Like I mentioned, the community with Jade Protocol is also quite upset. So yeah, this community again has been a little bit toxic, and because of how much the prices have dropped, how toxic they are. If you haven't got into these yet, I personally wouldn't. But if you do your own research and you think they still could turn it around, that is totally your decision. So there you have it, team. There is my staking update, as well as the start of this 1K to 10K challenge. Like I said, this is going to be the start of it, or what I'm going to consider the start of it, because I basically have approximately $1,000 US in Wonderland and Hector DAO. Those are the two that I'm going to be following predominantly from now on. I will be providing brief updates on LifeDAO and Jade Protocol just to see how the holdings are going there. But like I said, I wouldn't be touching those if I were a new investor right now. This challenge isn't going to be the most exciting. There's not going to be a ton of action going on here. I'm not going to be making a ton of trades or taking a ton of profits. So if you want to follow a more exciting one, I'm going to also be doing a swing trading type of challenge from 1K to 10K. So there we're going to be looking at the most recent trends in crypto, looking at some charting analysis, not using any sort of leverage trading per se, but we are going to be trying to get into positions for a couple days to a few weeks, and then get out with a little bit of profits, and then try to reinvest those profits into something else potentially, and trying to turn 1K into 10K. So I'll be making a separate video on that. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell and select all so you get notified for when I post that new update as well. So thank you so much for watching, team. And if you got some value out of this video and haven't done so already, please scroll on down and hit that thumbs up button. It does help out so much and spreads this out to more people and helps build the Crypto Cabin community as a whole. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I will see you next time on the next episode from the Crypto Cabin. Let's get it.